Hey everybody, it's Matt from the house, and I'm here with Tony from Never Summer, and we're actually at the Never Summer factory, and he's going to give us just a little sneak peek of a few of the Never Summer boards for the 22-23 season. Let's check these things out. So we've got a few of the boards from the Never Summer lineup, so keep an eye out for videos about the entire lineup a little later on in the season. But starting things off, we've got the Proto Slinger, killer for the park, but it actually works outside of the park as well. It's one of the main things about Never Summer boards.
Its versatility, it rides POW good, it rides mountains good. It excels in the park. We give them these names because they excel in one of those given areas. However, it's very capable all over.
And I've actually ridden the old version of this one. I haven't been on the new one. I can't wait to actually try this one out tomorrow. The Fun Slinger, when that came out, I did ride that thing in powder, and it does ride well. I wouldn't choose it as my powder board, but it's an unbelievable board in the powder. So obviously the evolved version into the Proto Slinger, you guys didn't make it worse.
No,
they only made it better. Okay, and then we've got the Protosynthesis, which is the 100% all mountain, go anywhere, do anything, best-selling Never Summer Snowboard.
It is. This is our bestseller coast to coast worldwide, mainly because of that versatility you mentioned. Yeah. It is a great all mountain board in any terrain. So if you're Midwest, East Coast, West Coast, you got mountains, or you're international, this thing can do anything. It's a solid park board. It's capable of big mountain lines and just general resort riding. Kills it all. If you can't decide which board to get, this would probably be a good place to start. Not the best beginner board, but for intermediate on up to pro caliber level, you're gonna have a good time on this board. It features our shockwave profile. We got pocket to camber in here, pocket to camber here, and then rocker in between the feet, and the Vario side cut to go with it. All the same features that we've had on this Protosynthesis for the beginning, and we just keep trying to upgrade it as we go and the years go on.
Little tweaks here and there just to make it ride a little bit better, a little bit easier, a little bit more zing and pop. But again, you want one board that can ride park, POW, and everywhere in between, and you're only gonna have one board. This is your board. Okay, and then for those guys who have maybe been riding the Protosynthesis for a while, or you like the idea of the Protosynthesis, but you're a super aggressive rider, we've got the Proto Ultra and got a little tweak on the Proto Ultra for this year, right?
We did. So a couple different things that are different on this board than the regular Proto. It comes out of the box a little bit wider naturally, about a 26 centimeter waist width. The main big difference we did here is we added triple camber. So in the middle of the board where it used to be rockered, we added a little section of camber in between. So now there's some added resistance in the center of the board.
So this thing already is an insane board that you can charge hard on, but now with that triple camber, you can charge even harder.
It's just the stability, high-speed stability. You're not going to feel the board washing out. Going off of monster kickers, you're not going to feel it wanting to let go and release. You know, it holds an edge. It's super powerful. So it's not for everybody. I wouldn't put beginners on this guy.
No.
Intermediate on up. If you're a bigger guy, you like going hard, and just an aggressive rider, you're probably going to have a better time on this. It does take a little bit of leverage to engage it into its turn. Having that camber in the middle of the board, when you lay it on edge, you kind of got to drive it a little bit. And it'll push back. Yeah, and it's loaded with power too. It's got Vario side cut on it, so it still wants to turn really good. So we've got a pipe. It's really strong, powerful for blasting out, landing off of big kickers. And, you know, it's still got enough of a flex that if you're a strong rider, you're gonna be able to press this thing. You'll be all right.
So again, you want that one board that you can absolutely ride everywhere with, but you're more of an advanced rider who likes to charge hard, then you actually might like the Proto Ultra over the Protosynthesis. And last up, we've got the Harpoon. So this is a pretty cool board. So you look at this thing and it has this short, narrow tail. It's got that big, wide, long nose on it. And you think, check out this powder board. But this board rides everywhere. This is actually an all mountain, go anywhere, do anything board.
It is. It's in our shaper line. So it has all the features of a shaper board with the wide taper tail, and it turns incredibly well. It's super stable at speed. So I mean, generally speaking, it can fit into your all mountain category. It's park friendly because it's playful and jibby. This thing is a shaper. It's got the wide plane, and that allows for turning. When you have a tapered board with a narrow tail, they love to carve. Having the deeper pocket of camber in the tail gives you the power out of turns, and because of this nose on here, transitioning edge to edge is incredible.
And one thing that a lot of people don't realize too is that, yeah, you see the kick in the tail here. You can see how short it is. And if you look at the kick in the nose, notice that it's very, very long. So you actually go from contact point to contact point. Compare that to the insert.
It's not a far setback.
It's not setback. Yeah, you're standing in the middle of it a lot more than you think. You can actually move your bindings forward just a tiny bit, and it's actually going to feel closer to a twin tip board than
it rides switch incredibly well. Yeah. A lot of that material you mentioned is off of the snow. It rides short, in my opinion, being it's very nimble.
Yeah. So and this one too, it does have that volume shift, so you can
size down. A lot of people do like to size down on a board like this because of that.
Yep.
But again, you can ride it at a 56 or a 59 if you're in that range. But some people do like to size down because of that surface volume area.
So if you want a board that's easy to throw around, but let's say you really, really want something that can rule in the powder, but maybe you don't get a ton of powder days, this is actually the perfect example because this board it rides incredibly well in the powder just from the shape, but then also because of that shape, everything that's touching the snow, you can actually rule the park and everywhere else with it too. All right, Tony, thanks a lot for giving us a little sneak peek. Obviously, this is just 4 boards from Never Summer. There's a lot more boards in the lineup. And if you got any questions about these boards or any of the boards in the Never Summer lineup, leave some comments down below. We're on there every single day trying to answer your questions. We definitely want to make sure we can get you into some rad gear, but most importantly, we want to make sure that it's actually going to fit you and your riding style. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, definitely get that notification bell on too so you can find out when all the new videos drop. Make sure to grab yourself a Never Summer snowboard and get out and ride, because any day of riding is a good day of riding. Back. Let me see some butter. Quite get up. Oh! Yeah!